what's up all you lovely learners out there in learning land? Tyler from TenthumbsPro.com coming at you with another ukulele tutorial like we do every single Wednesday and Saturday. Today we're going to shred 6 different Texas blues style licks inspired from the greats like Stevie Ray Vaughn, ZZ Top, Lightnin Hopkins, just to name a few. Printable tabs for these licks and all our lessons by becoming a Patreon with links in the notes. Links below as well. Skype lessons one-on-one if interested. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and grab our ukulele, brain and attention span. Once you have those 3 things, follow me on in. Let's go ahead and shred these tasty licks out. Come on in, let's do it. We're gonna go ahead and start off in the key of B, okay? So let's put our tabs up. Lick number 1, we're gonna start off with our ring finger here on the 5th fret of the E string. This is an A note, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bend a whole step up to try to get this A note to sound like this B note here. If that's too hard for you, that bend, you can also just slide up, okay? And this B note here is our root note. So why is that important? Well, if you want to change the key and play this in a different key, you simply have to kind of move that around, okay? So by knowing the root note, you're able to jam this out. And we're playing in B blues. Let's take a look at the B minor pentatonic. Shape 1, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 5. And that's where a lot of this vocabulary in this one's coming from, but it also jumps into shape 2 a little bit, which is 4, 6, 5, 7, 5, 7. Okay, so we're gonna bend up that 5th fret a whole step, and then back to the 5th fret here. And this is gonna be 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna let that second one, when we get back to this A note, the 5th fret of the E string, last for 2 beats. So really slow, you get 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the 4th beat, another B note, another root note, we're gonna jump up here and we're gonna start a triplet that's gonna go 2 on the A string, pinky out here to the 5th fret of the E string, and then 2 on the E. You can even do a little bar there if it's easier for you and get your index finger on both of those strings. I know that's severely out of focus, but then you can move it a little quicker, okay? So that first measure we get 1, 2, 3, 4 pola. Then we're gonna come down here to the 4th fret with our ring finger on the C string, and you can even give it a little curl, a little quarter tone bend, a little blues nudge there. And we're still in triplets and we're going right back up to 2-2. So keeping that finger down is nice. And then we're gonna grab our ring finger here on the 5th fret of the E and slide back up to that B to resolve the lick on the root, half of for a whole 3 beats actually, and try to give it some vibrato if you can. So okay, so let's go ahead and count this out. If you don't know how to count music, I'll put a link here in the notes because you really should know how to count music. It makes learning licks like this a lot more easy to digest. You'll learn them quicker and you're gonna learn them in time, which is really, really important. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4 pola, 1 pola, 2, 3, 4. Okay, one time without counting. Texas blues lick number 1. Okay, let's jump into number 2. Number 2, we are in the key of C. We're going to make use of the open C string. Anytime I'm in the key of G, C, E, or A, I'm aware that I have that open string to use to add dynamics. In fact, you're gonna see those open strings a little later in some other licks. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit the open C, 3rd fret. Well, let's get the 3rd fret with our index finger, 5 with our ring finger, 3 on the C with our index, and open. So that first one, these are 16th notes. You're gonna go 1 E and a 2. That would sound even cool as like a rhythm concept, right? So you get 1 E and a 2. On the 3rd beat, you're gonna slide with your ring finger from 5 to 7. Drop down with your middle finger to grab the 6th fret, and then get right back to that 7th fret of the C string. So that's like 3 and 4. Let's put that first measure together, nice and slow together. We get 1 E and a 2, 3 and 4. One more time without counting. Cool. Now the next time through, it's going to be a little different. because we're going to slide with our middle finger next time, because when we go up to grab the 6th fret here, instead of going back to that 7th fret, we're going to slide 6 to 8, and this is a C note, and this is another root note of this scale. So that second measure, you get 1 E and a 2, 3 and 4. I guess I used the same fingers as the first time. Whatever you're more comfortable with, ring finger there or your middle finger, as long as you have the ability to get another finger down right there. All right, so we put both of those measures together, we get 1 E and a 2, 3 and 4, 1 E and a 2, 3 and 4. One time without counting. Very cool, all right? Okay, lick number 3. This one's interesting. We're mixing both the major and minor scale, which in blues, you can use both the blues scale, minor pentatonic, or the major pentatonic over the 1 chord. So we're gonna start off and play the open E, and it's a beat and a half. So we're gonna go 1, 2, and then on the second beat, or right before the second beat, we're gonna play the 2nd fret of the G string. Now when we do that, I want you to actually have a bar ready here. So instead of just playing with your index finger or your middle finger or something, I want you to think of this as a bar, and you'll see why in a second. So we play the open E, 1, 2, and 3. Get your ring finger down on the 4th fret, and then the reason we have that bar is because we're going to pull that 3 to 4, or 3 to 2 on the E string, going from a G to an F sharp, which is actually E major. So this has a little touch of jazz in this lick. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Back up to that G string on the offbeat, and then we get to the second measure, and we're gonna go. We're gonna use our thumb on the G string and our index on the E, and we're gonna pluck them both at the same time and hammer into it. And then we're gonna remove them again and play the 2nd fret of the G and the E. Now, this is actually kind of the hardest part for me here, because what I'm doing is after that, I'm playing the 2nd fret, but I'm not moving my finger, I'm keeping this bar down. I'm playing the 2nd fret, and then I play it again and slide up to the 4, which is our E note, which is the tonic of the scale that we're playing in. Okay, so let's take this one really slow. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. One more time, a little quicker, and I'm gonna count again. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. One time without counting. That's a really cool lick, all right? Pretty powerful. All right, lick number 4. This time we are jumping into an A blues. Okay, so this is a pretty crazy lick where I really wanted to emphasize how the open A string for one, but the open E we also have. Now you'll hear guys like Stevie Ray Vaughn, you'll hear bands like ZZ Top do licks like these because on their electric guitars, the E note is the bass and the A note is the note right beneath it. So this is a tab that essentially would look something like a guitar tab. We're going to start off and we're going to play the open E 2 times, 1 and, then we're going to go with our ring finger onto the 3rd fret, 2, and then slide up to 5 on the offbeat. Now it's not an instant slide because you want to slide it in time. So what I mean by that, it's like 1 and 2 and. You're going to keep it there. Okay, after that, you're gonna go ahead and remove your ring finger because you're gonna play the open A. And then you're gonna get your ring finger back to that 3rd fret where we started because you're gonna slide up again with another open A. So that first measure you get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We got a bigger slide here, okay? We're gonna slide again, but this time it's gonna be 5 to 8. You're gonna go 1 and open high A, 7, 3rd beat, 7, 10, and on the 4th beat, 10, slide to 12. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to count that out. They're all eighth notes, so we're just going to take it really, really slow and put it all together, and then we'll kind of speed it up like we've done with the other ones. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, a little quicker. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Cool. Okay, one time without counting. Here we go. Cool stuff, all right? Okay, why don't we go ahead and jump into lick number 5. Lick number 5 is a D blues. And we're going to start off with this double stop here on the 5th fret, barring 5 and 5 with your index finger, and you're going to go. Okay, so you're going to pluck both of those at the same time. Then you're going to give this 7 up here a little blues curl, because you're implying that major third. So you're going to go, and you're going to push it up, and then you're going to come back and keep those fingers down, and you're going to get them with your index and then your middle finger. So I'm using my thumb on that 7th fret. So I get 1 and 2 and, right back to the 7th fret with my thumb, 3 and 4, and then another one and. So that first measure, really slow, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. So when we get to the second beat, the first note we're playing is actually not on the 1, it's on the off beat. That's really common with these guitar blues masters because it gives a little more interest, not interest. 3% financing on all your blues licks down in LaGrange, Texas. So my joke made me lose my train of thought because it was so bad. So by not playing on the first beat, when your ear expects to hear something and then you don't, it can be very interesting. We're going to go 1 and, play that 5-5 double stop on the off beat, back to 7 and no bend this time because we're going to actually get our index finger on the 5th fret and instantly hammer to the 6th one. And then we're going to play on the first beat the open C, and then the 4th beat, that D note, resolving the lick to the root note again. So that second measure, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. We put them together, we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. One time without counting. Pretty cool stuff. All right. Okay, our last lick is very much inspired by Stevie Ray Vaughn, and thinking of Pride and Joy, that kind of vibe. Sounds like this. All right, great way to kick off a song, very powerful, high energy, which is typical of this Texas style stuff. Middle finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, open A, and you're going to pluck the E string with your index and the A with your middle, and you're going to go into a triplet. Slide up to 5. This is actually an A note on an A note, so if you're bending it a little bit out of tune, it gives it a little bit of swagger too, and you're going to do a triplet. 1 pole up. Bring it back and do it again. 2 pole up. Bring it back, do it again. 3 pole up. Bring it back, do it again. 4 pole up. You're going to then move it forward, that finger without playing, here to the 6th fret, and your index finger is going to come down again on the 5th fret, and you're going to slide. I'm sorry, you're going to want that, get that all the way forward up to the 7th fret, and then you're going to get your index on the 6th fret, because what you're going to do is you're going to slide 7 and 6 to 8 and 7. And you're going to do the same thing, triple it on the first beat, 1 pole up, second beat, 2 pole up, third beat, 3 pole up, but on the 4th beat, you're going to play it and slide off like that. So if we play the whole thing together nice and slow, play this one slow, play them all slow in time, we get 1 pole up, 2 pole up, 3 pole pola, 4 pola, 1 pola, 2 pola, 3 pola, 4. A little quicker. 1 pola, 2 pola, 3 pola, 4 pola, 1 pola, 2 pola, 3 pola, 4. Alright? A little quicker. 1 pola, 2 pola, 3 pola, 4 pola, 1 pola, 2 pola, 3 pola, 4. One time without counting. And there you have it, lick number 6. 6 Texas-style blues licks that you can get in your jamming today. Happy jamming, folks. Rock and roll. Cool, everyone. Thank you so much again for watching to the very end here at Tenthumbspro.com. We appreciate you. I appreciate you watching and learning with us. If you made it to the end, that means you got 6 new blues licks under your fingers. You know where the roots are so you can move them around. Again, I apologize for the sound. Only one lesson. We had a lot going back. I just got back from NAMM. Great experience, but I got a lot of stuff that I need to get organized and all kinds of other crazy stuff. Think about becoming a Patreon so you can print these tabs out and you can rock out and follow along. Carry them in your phone. It will accelerate your learning. Cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger. Skype Lessons 101 if you're interested. Email me tenthumbsproductions@gmail.com. That information is also in the description below. And until next time, I will see you Saturday back in the studio for our next lesson. Keep on rocking and rolling. Have a lovely day. I'll see you soon. Take care.